record of 10 wins, 2 losses, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight making her first attempt at the heavyweight title and seeking to avenge her previous loss. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former undisputed super middleweight world champion and the current acclaimed unified WBA and WBC super middleweight champion of the world, known as the heavy-hitting diva, introducing Franchon Cruz. And her opponent across the ring is the defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner. Entering the ring wearing mint light green trunks. She weighed in at 174 pounds. A 2-time decorated Olympic gold medalist. She is undefeated in her campaign in the professional ranks with a record of 17 wins, no losses, 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Known as the greatest woman of all time, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 5-division world champion, the 4-division undisputed world champion, and the current undefeated, reigning and defending, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, introducing Claressa Shields. Once again, a referee in charge of this bout, Sparkle Lee, now to give instructions.
You're ready to receive one, Chris. Obey my commands. Protect yourself all the time. Let's have a clean fight here, ladies. Good luck. Thank you.
Well, 10 years ago, these two women fought, and afterward, they became good friends, even business partners, in a sense. All that changed when this fight was announced, and it really changed on Saturday when the two sides got in that nasty brawl at the weigh-in. Now, Franchon Cruz is out to prove that she is the top heavyweight in women's boxing, but Claressa Shields is to remind people that she's the best women's fighter in the world. The undisputed heavyweight champion versus the unified super middleweight champion. It doesn't get much bigger than this, and this looks an awful lot like the first fight. They are going at it immediately. I didn't even have time to tell people that Michaela Mayer has joined us in the commentary booth.
Ooh, these women are going for it. Big overhand rights by both at the same time.
Michaela, you pointed this out earlier, that we would probably see exchanges like that that look reminiscent of that first fight. Apologies for the technical difficulties with Michaela's microphone. We'll get back to that in just a moment. Cruz applying pressure here in the early going. Michaela, I hate to make you do that all over again, but now you have a working microphone.
Did we fix it? Okay, there we go. But what I was saying, no, I knew because of the build-up and because of what went down at weigh-ins, that if anything, we were going to get a really exciting first round. And I hope it keeps up. I like that Franchon came right up to the center of the ring, pushed Claressa up against the ropes. Can't you do that for all 10 rounds?
Oh! Unloading right hands in both directions right now.
But if you pay attention, different than the first fight, Claressa is really picking her spots. She's much more precise than she was in that fight 10 years ago.
That big right hand from Claressa Shields coming right over the top. A second ago, you saw Franchon roll it out. That was the adjustment I wanted to see her make. She can't continue to take Claressa's right hand. She got to continue to roll, get on the angle, come back, or get her head off the line when she meets her with the same shot.
The issue in exchanges is the hand speed. Claressa Shields has much quicker hands.
Big left hook by Shields and a right hand behind it. And what has been a firefight of an opening round.
Big 4-punch combination from Claressa. Franchon's being aggressive, but you have to be careful not to get caught in between the exchanges with that left hook. Chris has been very successful with that left hook right over the top, countering Franchon in the middle combination.
Got a good left hook to the body as well. And Chris Mannix, you alluded to this in the opening round, but when Claressa can kind of reduce a fight to a series of timing races like this, she is very difficult to get the best of as she backs Cruz Dessert up.
And Chris Mannix, you said it best, Claressa Shields is a very high punch count, and she's very fast. 4 girls at this weight class. A lot of the girls in this division can't keep up with that work rate. Franchon will throw 3, and Claressa Shields will come back with 5 or 6 punches.
Yeah, I said at the very top, I don't love the idea of Franchon coming in trying to exchange with Claressa Shields. That's exactly what the 4 rounds of the first fight looked like. Claressa's hand speed is just superior. Her punch output, as Miguel, you said, is going to be more significant. She's got to fight behind that jab. I don't mind her being physical, pressing Claressa against the ropes, but...
Well, there's that jab right there that you're talking about. It stops her. It stops Claressa Shields from coming in. And sometimes maybe it's too easy, so people get away from it. Claressa sometimes get away from that jab, but she loves that right hand so much. But Franchon's got to keep that jab in her face to stop her from landing that big one too.
No, she's got Buddy McGirt in the corner, and nobody talks about the jab more than Buddy McGirt.
The last 30 or 40 seconds is in microcosm what Franchon should be doing. She needs to bring it down to single shots back and forth, use her body to be physical, so Claressa cannot let those combinations go, because that hand speed is really on display here.
Yeah, straight down the middle. Claressa has looping shots a lot of the time, so the way you beat looping shots is you go right down in between them. That's how they're going to get there a lot faster. Franchon's got to keep that jab straight down the pipe and time that right hand right down the middle.
Oh, good overhand chopping right from Franchon Cruz. And it came off.
Yeah, Franchon's got to try to avoid those kind of spurts. Those are the kind of things that can rack up points, change the punch stats, really put her behind the 8 ball. She's got to stick that jab and keep this fight on the outside.
And make it ugly on the inside.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to be in exchanges.
And I will say, Michaela, if we're looking for signs of hope for Franchon here, there's only a handful of opponents that Shields has had who have even been able to make adjustments at all. And we did see Cruz Dessert make some of them in that second round.
Yeah, we are seeing her make adjustments, and we're seeing her keep up the work rate. You know, she's not necessarily matching the punch count that Claressa has, but she's doing better than a lot of Clarissa's opponents, and she's still game, she's still coming forward. Usually I would say push Claressa Shields against anyone. I would say push your opponent against the ropes. You know, it's not good when your back is on the ropes, and it looks good when you're the one pushing them against it. But Claressa does so well against the ropes. Franchon tends to fall in and get countered. So I'd like to see her keep it in the center of the ring and just keep the combination simple.
Chris Mannix, how is this looking to you so far? How do you have it scored?
I had it 1-1 to start the game. I gave Franchon Cruz Dessert that last round in the basis of the final, maybe minute or so. Sticking that jab, landing some decent right hands. 1-1 so far, but a good round I'm looking at here in the third.
Shields just getting that right hand free and a chopping right hand there on the inside. It was a hard body shot in that sequence as well.
Come on. From Franchon.
Yeah, gets ground and then lands a good counter as a result.
All of Franchon's success comes off the jab first. The lead jab is what's setting up the right hand that she wants.
Yep, start with the jab and finish with the jab.
Yeah, when she lunges in with the overhand shot, Claressa sees it coming, and they get tangled up.
This stage is Claressa Shields has shown some good heavyweight power. 2 fights earlier, she knocked down Daniel Perkins in the last round of that fight. So she's got some pop with these heavyweights.
Cruz Dessert might have felt some of those shots, those machine gun combinations off the ropes, the same ones.
She is sitting down on these hooks.
She's a much better puncher at heavyweight.
I was just going to say that she really found her power moving up in weight. I think that last 30 seconds in that round, Franchon definitely felt some of those shots.
You see in Franchon's face starting to show the wear of those heavyweight punches.
This is the kind of pace I think that Claressa Shields can fight at for 10 rounds. I'm not convinced yet that Franchon Cruz Dessert can.
Pay attention to Claressa in between rounds. She really focus on her breathing, getting her heart rate back down so she can go out and perform at this high level once again, each and every time. Oh, good right hand counter from the outside there by Shields.
Well, Chris, going back to your point about Shields' power at heavyweight, one thing she pointed out in the fighter meeting as well, this is the first time she's had 2 healthy shoulders in several fights.
I mean, the way that she's letting these hooks go off both hands, I wouldn't be surprised.
copy box total.
Nice slipping hit.
Both women throwing bombs here. Shields already over 100 power punches thrown.
Yeah, Chris, to your point, the pace seems to be wearing much more on Cruz Dezern than the Shields.
Yeah, it seemed like in the first 2 rounds, she kind of unloaded her arsenal, and now a little bit less of the output, whereas Claressa, that output's still there.
3-4 punch combination there from Shields. Back comes Dezern with a short little right hand as well.
That right hand hook from Dezern, that's exactly what she needs to continue to throw. And meet Claressa Shields as she's coming in, catch her in between her shots. Clarissa's getting confident with that right hand. We always see there's a point in one of Claressa Shields' fights, that the turning point, where she really starts to feel that right hand and she starts to go for it. That's when Franchon's going to be successful with continuing the jab right down the center. Jab, double jab, then finish with the right hand and hook.
And if you notice, Franchon Cruz Dezern on that right knee area, looks like she got some kinesio tape wrapping it. Maybe she took a bit of a fall at the weigh-in on Saturday. Maybe some minor injury there that she's dealing with going into this fight.
Now we were told that Cruz Dezern visiting a doctor this morning to look at her ankle and knee.
Oh, good overhand right.
There from Shields. Back comes Cruz Dezern.
They're both going their head off the line and they're throwing that right hand.
Oh, beautiful body shot there. That slip and rip that Claressa does. She slips outside the right hand, takes that left hook to the liver. Thing of beauty. Yeah, to your point, they're both technically sound. Very, very sharp. Great hand position. Getting their head off line, as you said. Oh, beautiful stuff there from Shields.
Michaela, the body language of Cruz Dezern really has changed over the last round and a half.
Yeah, Franchon has a tendency when she gets in, she kind of smothers her punches and ties up instead of dropping her knees and digging down to the body. She would have a lot more success. She let her combinations go to the head and then started to roll and dig to the body, but instead she's there for Clarissa's counter. And it's hard to get away with it when Franchon throws 3 punches and Claressa Shields comes back with 8 or 9.
If indeed Cruz Dezern is working with a draining matter here, Brandon, these body shots that Shields is focusing on here in the fifth, they're not helping her.
Yeah, I love that little slip and that punch to the body. She's done that 3 times this round.
I'll give it a little break because
Big right hand coming from Claressa. That was the 3rd one in a row. That one landed between us.
Another
Again.
one right over the top as the seconds tick away here in the fifth. The momentum swinging heavily in favor of the Globe. Deep breath from Claressa Shields as we're back to action here in the 6th round. You hear the drums in between rounds, and guys, this really is a special atmosphere here too. And there's something to be said about that Shields home field advantage in Detroit. It sounds different. There's a vibe here in this arena that is different from most fighters in boxing today as Shields piling up the jabs. Chris Mannix, how do you have this going so far?
Yeah, I've got Claressa Shields firmly in control now, 49-46. Thought the first 2 rounds were competitive. A lot of back and forth those first 2 rounds. Both fighters winning punches, but the gas tank of Claressa Shields is just far superior right now. She seems fresh, her combinations are sharp, and it just feels like there's a different look on the face of Franchon Cruz Dezern over these last 2 rounds. So 49-46 on my scorecard.
The more that Franchon has gotten away from the jab, the more we're seeing Claressa Shields walking her down, coming in the front door, and unloading with combinations off great balance.
And a good jab. I expect her to come out this round, Claressa Shields, and start looking about that right hand because I know she's getting confident with it. But she started him off really good jab, staying behind the jab.
That was
Again, another great jab.
So the copy box totals a moment ago. Another big right hand there from Shields. Shields at that point outlanded Cruz Dezern 112-62, and those numbers are climbing right now as Shields is putting it all together here in the 6th.
Gotta think that the referee in the corner is looking very closely at Cruz Dezern here. She's getting hit with a lot of leather.
lot of it is the foot balance too. You see Clarissa, she's able to throw 5, 6, 7, 8 punches because her feet stay underneath her.
She never breaks position.
She doesn't, and more so than I've ever seen her actually. Her feet are really impressive in this fight. Franchon tends to throw a few punches but then fall in with it, and she can't counter or come back.
Round 7 underway. It was an undisputed heavyweight world title fight. The champion, Clarissa Shields, taking on the unified super middleweight champion, Franchon Cruz-Dezurn.
Cruz-Dezurn is as game as they come. Keeps coming out, trying to establish that jab once again.
Yeah, to that point, I think Cruz-Dezurn has gotten a reputation of being a sloppy fighter, but I think that this fight shows she's made a lot of adjustments on that end. She's landing cleaner shots, a lot more technically sound. I don't see her falling in as much as she used to. But one thing I really would like, what I think would help her nullify Clarissa Shields' attacks is turning. You don't want to stand right in front of someone like Clarissa Shields because she'll unleash for 8 or 9, 10 punches. So Franchon Cruz-Dezurn should be turning, should be staying on an angle, punching, rolling out, not standing right in front of her to be hit.
Well, and Michaela, we talked about this before, the familiarity between these two, right? And you pointed out, Franchon every once in a while could do something to break Clarissa's momentum, but the question is, does she have the energy left to do that consistently down the stretch?
Yeah, I said this is going to be had to be a very disciplined fight for Franchon Cruz to win. You know, she has to stay disciplined for the entire 10 rounds. And stick to the game plan.
Between the pace and the body work by Shields, you just see the energy level of Cruz-Dezurn going down and down each round. Good body shot again. Really tricky shot there. That left hook to the liver. Nice shot there by Franchon. Lands a left hook upstairs.
Heavy hitting diva still sneaking a shot in.
That's what I mean by being game. She's still punching with Clarissa even though she can't keep up with the hands.
Well, not that they needed any encouragement here, but Clarissa Shields firing the crowd up even more as round 8 begins. Mechanics, how do you have this one scored so far?
Yeah, 69-64. Pretty easy fight to score over these last 5 rounds. Just too much activity, too much accuracy from Clarissa Shields. I think Franchon's trying up there. She's still landing some decent shots in between these punches, but we're looking at like a 4 or 5 to 1 accuracy gap right now for Clarissa Shields. 69-64 on my part.
And Michaela, Shields starting to really double up on that left hook as well, go from body to head.
I was just going to say, we know she has a big right hand, and usually when you're coming up with a game plan for a fighter, you see it really the strongest, and you move away from that power shot. But Clarissa is throwing power shots from both hands right now. She's flipping, going body to head with her left hook, and then she's hitting that big right hand over the top. And it's confusing Franchon on which way to go. But standing right in front isn't any better. You got to pick a side, stay on the angles, and keep turning.
To your point, McKay, this is the most complete version of Clarissa Shields that I've ever seen when it comes to the jab, the left hand, the right hands, and the positioning. The positioning game that she's playing has been excellent tonight.
And sitting down the punches, you can see the influence of a John David Jackson on Clarissa Shields. John David Jackson preaches power punches. He had a fighter like Sergey Kovalev. It's taken some time, but Clarissa's really developing some real confident shots.
Clarissa just switched to a lefty stance to throw that overhead left.
Superbad-esque.
I caught it right.
Body shot again there from Shields. Shoeshine to the body, climbs the ladder up top.
Whenever she hears that 10-second marker, she fires a combination.
Big right hand over the top. Soft. 2 to go here in our main event. Back on the jab, the opening seconds of the round. you know, Michaela realistically we're probably at a point for Cruz Dezern where she needs either a parade of knockdowns or a knockout. Do you see anything that maybe she could be doing to create an opening for something like that?
Well, yeah, at this point, whether you either got to get a knockout or you probably won't win the fight, but you still have to adjust. And right now, standing in front of Clarissa Shields isn't the way to go. I think Franchon had a little bit of success in the first round or two when she was pushing Clarissa Shields back. You know, Clarissa Shields best if she can come forward and time you. Push her back, make it rough. Either that or get on your toes and box and move. But I just don't think standing in front of her, you're not gonna match her that way.
Great shoulder movement, upper body rhythm shown by Shields. Consistently slipping and ripping and firing off these shots, getting back to that jab. When she's on that jab, she's really difficult to deal with.
Well, and Chris, we're seeing a pattern here too, right? Even as Cruz Dezern is trying to apply pressure coming behind her jab, Shields is able to throw second and third. So she can counter and then come right back and back Cruz Dezern up.
It's her base. She doesn't break position when she's being defensive in front of you.
Yeah, and Franchon jab can't be a lazy jab, it can't be a soft jab because you'll see Clarissa Shields come right over the top like she did with Danielle Perkins for that knockdown, the big overhand right. It's got to be a stiff, hard jab to stop her in her tracks.
Good attempt to the body there for Franchon Cruz Dezern with the left hand.
10 seconds of the round. This body work from Shields continues.
Shields slipping and ripping, offense and defense together.
2 minutes.
Let's cheer them as they enter the center of the ring, round 10.
10th and final round, 10 years later. Clarissa Shields, much like she did in 2016, dominant here tonight against Franchon Cruz Dezern. Chris Mannix, I have an idea of how you have it scored. How do you have it scored?
Yeah, 89-82 for Clarissa Shields. Just been a complete paint job over these last 6 rounds. Dominant. Clarissa's accuracy has been on point. Franchon just has not been able to find an answer for that hand speed and that activity. 89-82, going to take something special in this last minute for Franchon Cruz Dezern to win this fight.
She's had a good opening minute in this last round, has Franchon. Give it a back, Shields against the rope, use her upper body to physically pin her down and let body shots rip on both sides.
Yeah, she started the fight off like this in the first round. I think that's probably what she should have kept up throughout the mid-round, but then again, because she leans in, because she put her weight forward, she really can't get the leverage on the shot.
Yeah, she's not generating a lot of power there on the inside like that.
Really have her left hook.
Deep in that hook there from Shields. Right back down to the body. Shields saying, come on, let's go for it in the closing 40 seconds. Oh, big right hand over the top from Shields. Just clubbing away on Cruz Dezern.
Franchon's as tough as they come.
Yeah, you know Clarissa Shields going to look for that big right hand. I know she wanted to finish this night with a knockout. But Cruz Dezern is definitely one of the toughest zones.
Their stories are forever intertwined.
I'm not an astronaut.
I'm not an astronaut.
You're a great scientist. You'll figure it out. The world is counting on you.
So, I met an alien.
Project Hail Mary, rated PG-13, March 20th.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. The judges are in agreement with a unanimous decision. All 3 judges scored about the same, 100 to 90. All 3 in favor of the winner, and still the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the greatest woman of all time, Clarissa Shields.
Congratulations. 10 years have gone by. You've gone 14 rounds now with Franchon Cruz-Dezurn and have not lost a single one of them. Did this feel like picking up right where you left off in 2016?
No, I felt like I had to take my time. Franchon hits hard, man, and she's tough. You got to be very tricky with her, like I said. She was trying to cause the upset today and got me with some shots, but Franchon is exactly who you think she is, a heavy-hitting diva. And that's one of the best fights that I've been in my professional career, especially at 10 rounds. It was fun. I had to watch my ass every round.
The first 2 rounds of this fight, she came right at you. Seemed to be throwing a lot of punches at you. What kind of adjustments did you need to make in those first couple of rounds?
I want to make sure I could get her timing on her jab. Franchon may be shorter than me, but she's longer. Always has been like that since our amateur days. She got a real good stick, and when she put it out there, her right hand come right behind her. So, like I said, I had to watch myself, and I had to get real tricky with her. I think today I showcased my skills, my offense, my defense, my body shots, and I almost had her out round 7, but she just wouldn't go.
Yeah, the body shots were terrific all throughout. Did you feel like that body attack was starting to take something out of her as this fight progressed?
Yes, I think it was round 6, 7. I was like, she's getting ready to go, and I tried to step on the gas. I think I just wasn't punching enough in round 7, 8, 9. So I'll go back to my camp and get back in the gym and get in better shape than what I am now. And like I said, I can beat these girls unanimously, all of them. I'm trying to get the knockouts, and I tried hard tonight. I want to thank all 18,000 fans that came tonight. I love y'all. I could not believe what I saw when I came out here. I want to thank my team, Coach John, Coach Key, Win Records, Lead Promotions. I want to thank God, and just everybody who just uplifted me in this camp and gave me a good word. This was a tough camp, emotionally, spiritually, dealing with family and dealing with haters, but God always win at the end, and I'm happy that I'm here.
Saw kind of a nasty scene between you two guys on Saturday. The teams got into a bit of a fight there. You even barked at her corner, I think, after the 6th round. Did that change your approach coming into this fight? What happened over the weekend?
Absolutely not. What happened over the weekend with the little brawl, whatever, that was something that was out of me and Franchon control. We as fighters, and we can't control other people. I think that she held herself right after I pushed her. I think I held myself right. I think that just the teams got a little heated, and that's what happened, but I'm happy that nobody got hurt. And if I could go back in time, I wouldn't even push her because I didn't want that to happen. And I got real love for Franchon. Like, it's a lot of girls who I caught my sister in this world, and she was right there with me when I was getting ready to have a panic attack, getting ready to fight against Maricela. She came back there, she saw I wasn't right, she hugged me and told me to remember who I am. And so I always carry her in my heart. So I ain't got no hate for Franchon or for nobody on her team.
It's one thing to win a fight. It's one thing to defend your titles, but as you mentioned, this is the 4th time you fought here at LCA, and every single time the crowds get bigger and the crowds get louder. What does it mean to you to have this kind of support in your home state?
Listen, I never in my life, at the age of 11 years old, boxing out of Burston Field Halls, thought that I would be here today. I never thought that women's boxing would make it this far. To see this, I'm just so grateful to God that everybody can accept me as being a pretty tough and strong woman who really just loves boxing. I'm probably gonna box till I'm 50 if my body let me. I love boxing, I love competing, I love the competitive energy. I just really love boxing. I'm happy that now it was a time when, you know, boxing didn't love women. Now they love us, and I love that.
You've cleaned out the heavyweight division, cleaned out multiple weight classes, but 2 of the top 3 women in the world are right here in this building tonight with you and Michaela Mayer. Are we getting close to seeing you 2 former Olympic teammates share the ring?
I believe so. I would love to share the ring with Shadesha. I'm at heavyweight at 175. All these girls know that I'm way smaller than them, and I've been smaller than them my entire life. But Shadesha is at 168. I would go down to 168 and fight against her. Franchon still got belts at 168, so you might see a Clarissa Shields versus Franchon Cruz 3. And yeah, I would love to make my way back down to 162, 163 for a big fight with Michaela Mayer. Absolutely.
Congratulations, Clarissa.
Thank you so much. Love y'all. Thanks, DAZN. Thanks, Zeus. Thank all y'all for being here. Thank y'all.
Give you the last word, Dimitri. Last time you were in the ring, Clarissa was a free agent. You're back here again, selling out this building, put a lot of butts in the seats. What did you think of what you saw on tonight?
Incredible night of boxing. It's great that Clarissa pulled in Papoose in here because he's been the bridge. Pap has been the bridge between Pap has been the bridge of getting us together with Win Records and Salida Promotions, reconciling kind of and figuring out a way to make it work with Ruben Branson, our new partners. What a great night of boxing, culture, hip-hop, world-class championship coming all together to make this incredible.
What's the next big one for Clarissa?
Well, Clarissa has shown throughout her career that she's willing to go up and down to weight to make the biggest and the best.
Where's Shadaisha at? She here?
Shadaisha, Michaela.
Shadaisha here? Shit,
I haven't seen her.
If you here, get in the ring. I
haven't seen her here, so.
The champ has spoken, but let's give a round of applause to Franchon Cruz, who's fought an incredible fight.
All right, Franchon, we'll give you.
Look, I'm gonna let y'all finish, but shout out to the Baltimore crew. Hold up, my hair fucked up. Shout out to all the fans that came from VA, from Baltimore, from DC to support me, support Clarissa, and Detroit. Don't be acting stank, because y'all know y'all love me too. All right? Heavy on the two. But I want to congratulate Clarissa, because she stepped up. We always put on the show for the fans. A lot of stuff transpired, but I love this girl. Seen her since she was 15 years old, and you do what you continue to do. If we get a chance to share the ring again, I'm still here. I might have to bandage my upper knee and put an ankle brace on or something, but I'm always here to push you. And this is women's boxing. Shout out, congratulations on the baby. Thank y'all.
Congratulations to both you women.
Thank you so much, Chris. Chris Algieri, I mean, obviously an emotional night for Clarissa Shields, so we're happy to see her and Franchon Cruz DAZN come back together. There was a moment when she was walking to the ring where she kind of took in the scenery for the first time, and it reminds you of how far things have come for women's boxing since that kind of Big Bang moment, the start of the new era when these two fought the first time.
Yeah, I know exactly the moment you're talking about. You know, she stepped in the ring, she looked out, and she just looked like she looked like she was almost like a childlike look on her face, like, wow, this is here. I've gotten here. But on top of that, they put on a great fight. That fight was very entertaining. Franchon Cruz really brought it. She's got a ton of heart, a ton of grit. She's trying to win throughout. She just lost to the better fighter tonight. Clarissa Shields is just on a different level.
And I will say, that version of Franchon Cruz DAZN, if you take her back down to 168 against that pool of fighters. Listen, we saw what happened with Danielle Perkins. When she's fighting someone that isn't Clarissa Shields, you get a greater idea of who they are relative to the actual field.
Absolutely, and I think something that happens, something that happened with Perkins much so than Franchon is, greatness is blinding. A lot of times people get in front of it and they're like, what do I do now?
It has been billed the greatest fight in women's boxing. Christy Martin, with an aggressive style, single-handedly put her sport on the map in the 1990s. But does this 14-year pro have what it takes to beat a fighter now considered the face of women's boxing? Layla Ali, daughter of the greatest fighter of all time. With her confidence and aura surrounding the Ali name, Layla believes she is the greatest, and her record speaks for itself. 15 fights, 15 wins.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
The coal miner's daughter. In her 14 years of boxing, there have been 45 victories, 2 defeats, 31 wins by way of knockout. With numbers like these, Christy has every right to believe the title of the greatest really belongs to her. So, will it be Layla? Will it be Christy? Will it be the pioneer of the sport, the one who made everybody first pay attention? Or will it be the future of the sport, the one who will take this game to an entirely new level?
I don't know what the coal miner daughter thinks she's gonna do to the daughter of the greatest.
3 right hands to the body.
Sometimes I've been very disrespected by Layla Ali and her team.
Christy Martin is out of her mind.
They appear to be mortal enemies. Nowhere was that more evident than at the first 2 news conferences back in July. With confidence brewing and adrenaline pumping, both got a chance to talk about the disrespect they felt for the other. The opportunity also provided warnings of things to
It was
come.
a storm here last night, but trust me, there's going to be a storm and a half here on August 23rd. It makes it sometimes sound like I'm fighting Muhammad Ali.
But my father and I, we have the same build. Our style is very similar because we have the same build and we're going to fight smart, we're going to fight tall, and we're going to box.
She's not Muhammad. She hasn't proven that she's the greatest fighter out there. And the only way she can prove herself is to take care of Christy Martin.
Everybody knows.
But when it came time for Layla to come to the podium and give her prediction of the fight, it turns out that Christy wasn't ready to stop talking.
She challenged me. Christy Martin doesn't have any respect for me. It's fine. You don't have to respect me. You don't have to like me. You don't have to appreciate anything about me. You think she's bad enough? Get in there with someone on my side, my skill level.
Layla, you should shut up now.
Because even if you did, I would beat you down anyway. But you can't say that anyway.
You can back up.
No, you stood up to me like
Things then got heated, and even with no ring of referees in sight, both women felt, why wait for August? Even as cooler heads prevailed, though, a glimpse of the battle that will happen tonight could be seen.
I'm the now, I was the past, and I'm the present. I'm the future. I'm everything about women's boxing.
The one thing about me is, I will fight anybody who wants to fight me if it comes up to my way.
She hasn't felt my power. She hasn't seen my speed.
For Christy Martin, her time in the gym has made her the fighter she is today. With her husband and trainer, Jim Martin, at her side, she has become the top female welterweight of the last decade. But will it be enough? This 35-year-old who stands 5'4" must take on a woman 10 years younger than she is, who stands at 6 inches tall.
I know how to work around that. Side-to-side movement, get inside, we're equal. Actually, inside, I have the advantage, and that's where I'll be, is inside.
She thinks she's bad enough to come up to my weight and get in there and try to rumble with the big girl, then we're gonna let her.
They have one common opponent, Christine Robinson. Christy fought her 5 years ago. For Martin, it was no problem stopping Robinson in 10 rounds. Layla faced Robinson in March of 2001. Robinson held her own in the early rounds. But in the 5th, Ali had enough and gave her a win.
This is a great opportunity. I mean, people are telling me, you can't do it. She's too big. She's this, she's that. So it's just another obstacle that I want to cross before I retire.
She's been fighting for a long time. Christy Martin has a lot of experience.
Retirement for me is around the corner. 35 years old. This will be my 50th professional fight. It's my final accomplishment that I want to do before I go away.
I'm the woman on top, and they want what I have. This fight is important to me because I feel that a lot of, should I say, mainstream America, still, due to their ignorance of women's boxing, they don't really follow women's boxing, keep up with it. They think that Christy Martin is the best female fighter out there. She don't belong in the ring with me.
My biggest advantage over Layla is my heart. I'm willing to die in there. She doesn't understand how you have to dig down deep in that final round to come up with something. She'll learn that, though.
Christy's ready to come in there and bring all that she has, and I don't want to hear any excuses after the fight. And as far as heart is concerned, the whooping she's going to take, she needs to have some heart. She's going to need some heart. You know what I mean? But that heart does not stop you from getting knocked out.
Oh, I'm glad she wants to get knocked out. That's real nice of her. I'm going to win. I mean, no doubt. She knows it. I know it. We're just going to fight suiting for everybody else.
Once you get in that ring with me, then I personally am offended. I don't need much motivation other than to see you slide up under them ropes and put them gloves up. That's it.
And welcome back, and the electricity is intense. High voltage fury as Christy Martin is already in the ring. The coal miner's daughter started fighting when she was in college, when she won a tough woman's contest on a dare. Since then, she became the most famous woman in boxing in a 14-year career in which she's fought on the undercard of several Tyson fights, as we said, fired the imagination of the public because of the way she could punch. Martin made the cover of Sports Illustrated. Now 35 years old, she's coming off a ragged win over Mia St. John last September. Martin says, "Don't believe what you saw then. This is now, and she is ready to pull a major upset, what would be one, according to the odds maker. Christy Martin, 48-2-2 with 31 knockouts."
Now let's see if there'll be any gameswomanship here with Layla maybe making Christy wait.
Well, Smitty, it doesn't really surprise me. She is making a weight. It is one-upsmanship. You know, we have watched these two women react to each other. We've talked to both of them about the other. And what's unmistakable is that Christy Martin and Layla Ali can't wait to tear at each other.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see much feeling out process, Nick, at all.
Christy did talk about being patient. She talked about taking her time. But Smitty, the questions being smaller and older and maybe not stronger, to win a decision, you can't let any rounds not fall your way and not make it happen too early. And now Layla Ali is ready. She has the name, she has the looks, but she wants to be known not for her bloodline or beauty, but the way she fights and the results she gets. The 25-year-old